Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. I swear, I haven't forgotten about this channel at all, but I have been filming videos and I've been doing stuff. I just have yet to release them. I have a lot of videos just sitting in my camera roll. So right now my phone's just like a vault of videos. I have IEW Glory that I'm gonna drop this week if it hasn't dropped already. I filmed it a while ago. I just haven't gotten the time to edit it or anything. So today I finally had the chance to finish it. I'm really excited for it to drop because I'm filming IEW Warbound as well. And today I'm just filming a whole bunch of videos and catching up. So you're probably gonna watch a couple videos over the next couple of days and it's all filmed the same day. But I just on the thumbnail and the title, it is my top 10 figures of 2024. I tried to keep this list fair. I didn't want to put all ultimates because then might as well just be the top 10 ultimates of the year. But like I said, I want to keep it fair. So I did 5 ultimates and 5 elites of the year that I really enjoyed. But first I want to go over my honorable mentions for the year. And number 1 on that honorable mentions list is Ricochet. This Ricochet figure is really nice in hand. It moves around great. Ricochet is a great guy to have on a roster in general, so having a great figure to pose around and everything only helps him. And this figure is great. The only thing that holds it back is this kick pad mold. It's too small. It doesn't even look good. It's very inaccurate to what they look like in real life. So that's the only thing that's holding this figure back, in my opinion. And also, as you can tell, when you pick these legs up, it rubs against this crotch piece, so that red paint gets pushed onto the legs, which sucks. So Ricochet did barely just not make it into the top 10 here. Next up is an ultimate. It is the Ultimate Edition Monday Night Wars Bret Hart. This figure is great from the neck down. It really is. I really enjoy it. I don't have very tight knees on it. It moves pretty nicely and everything. And I want to get a second one so I can turn it into Sting. But the head sculpts this figure originally came with were abysmal. It looked like he got ran over. So he was never touching the top 10, but I did want to mention him because he is a great figure. And then another elite. We have the Elite 108. I believe it came out this year. If it didn't, then sue me, I guess. Elite 108 LA Knight. This figure is great. I didn't want it at first because I thought it looked pretty bad. But with the thigh swap and everything, it did make it a little bit better. But out of the package, this figure isn't the greatest. The torso, I think, is too small for LA Knight. Makes the arms look huge, in my opinion. I don't know. It just looks off. Like his torso is too skinny. His legs are very, very skinny. And the head sculpt isn't the best. So if a couple of those things were fixed, he could have made it onto the top 10 list, but he just wasn't this year. I have an Ultimate Edition formula I want to do for him, but it's taken me a while to get the parts for it. So hopefully I can do that and show you guys soon. And another elite is the Elite 111, I believe, or 110 or something like that. Austin Theory. This figure is great. It really is. The head sculpt is fantastic. The torso choice is fantastic. And so is the attire. I really like the attire. I believe this is what he wore in 2K24 as well. But the knees are, you heard that. There's no way that's not on camera. That literally made a giant noise. But yeah, the knees are really tight. His arms are definitely too tiny for Theory. I think he could definitely use the arms from LA Knight over here on this torso, and it'd look perfect for Austin Theory. But he is a great figure. I do recommend you grab it. The knee issue is the only problem that's really holding him back there. And back to the ultimate side is this Monday Night Wars Ultimate Mankind. I haven't shown him off on the channel yet. He'll probably show up in a video in the next couple days. But is this Monday Night Wars Ultimate Mankind? I really like it. I have a loose knee here. As you can see, it's a little loose. But this figure is great. It has a really unique torso. He comes with 2 cloth shirts on. A lot of interchangeable heads and accessories. He came with Mr. Sacco, which I have sitting around here somewhere. But he came with Mr. Sacco. He came with the world title. The interchangeable heads, hands, even a mask he came with. This figure is great. It didn't make the top 10 because I said 5 ultimates, 5 elites. But if it was going to have more ultimates, he would have made it. He definitely would make it to a top 10 ultimate list of the year. But he did not make it on the top 10 figure list. And same thing that goes for this next figure is the Fan Takeover Seth freaking Rollins. The reason this figure didn't make it is because the torso is inaccurate. I had to torso swap it myself. I took Ultimate Seth Rollins, the first one, and put the torso on here, fixed it up, gave him the chest hair, gave him this back tattoo because they left it off on the original torso, which I have a plan for that torso, which you'll see very soon in one of the upcoming videos. But this Seth Rollins, if it came like this out of the box, he'd probably be top 5 figure, top 3 maybe. Because I really like this attire choice, even though it's not like a classic Seth Rollins and kick pads. But I really like the attire choice. It's a really unique one, a great like pay-per-view, PLE, if you wanted to go for it for your Fed Rollins. And it's just a really unique figure to stand out on your shelf. So I really liked it, but it just sucks that he had those issues with the torso that you can't really use him. Like, not that you can't use him, but he was just inaccurate to what he looked like and what he does look like in real life. I guess the chest hair you can get away with maybe, but the tattoo is kind of disappointing. Next up is this Elite. I don't even know what wave he came out in. Tony D'Angelo. I'm a big fan of Tony. I'm Italian myself, so gotta represent. But I love Tony. I love him, watching him in NXT. North American champion at the moment. Doing a great job. But I've always enjoyed his work on NXT. I was always waiting for a figure, and they released one, and I really love it. I really do. The only thing holding him back is this stupid shoe mold, and they gave him a really fat torso. Tony D'Angelo's not that fat. He's a bigger, broader guy, but he's not fat. So I hope that they end up getting him another Elite soon enough, and then they fix that, because the Sandman torso with the Sandman arms would be perfect, because he's not this fat. They give him the Solo Sikoa torso. Solo is pretty fat. Tony is not. But aside from that, he's really nice. The designs on the legs are great. He has this really, really beautiful cloth jacket, and then the cloth tank top underneath that you can take off, put on anybody you want, make it Ultimate Dean Ambrose for all I care. Came with the interchangeable hands as well. That were nice. I would have loved to have seen like maybe some Italian hands. I don't know what to call it really. Just the gesture hands. And then movable fedora. Gave my boy an atrocious hairline though. But Tony D'Angelo did just barely not make it into the top 10. Let me try and go a little bit faster here. And then final Ultimate on the honorable mentions is this Ultimate 21, 22, 23, one of those waves. Jey Uso. He didn't make it because of this terrible leg mold. It's not the greatest, and I also had some issues with mine out of the package. But the attire, I really like the attire. He came with great accessories. That screaming head is spot on, in my opinion. And then he had this really nice t-shirt. And there's really no complaints I had with this figure other than the leg mold, and then the issues I had with mine were just paint scuffs and just factory issues with my specific figure. That's what the issue with this figure is as well. He doesn't stand up very well. Another honorable mention I wanted to throw in is these Pretty Deadly Elites. I only took this one out, but these Pretty Deadly Elites are pretty nice. They are fun to mess with and hand. They don't go for very much. You can probably still find them on your Target shelves. I see them peg warming all the time. So if you can grab them for a decent price, I recommend it. They're fun guys to mess around with in the ring. And it's just another tag team to add to your collection. And then finally is this Elite 109 Seth Rollins. I didn't want to put Seth Rollins on the list twice. Spoiler alert, he is on the list. So that's why this one didn't make it. That's why this one didn't make it. But this Seth Rollins is really nice. It was between this one or the other figure that I have on the list. And I decided to go with the other one just because I didn't like the color of gold that they went with for this attire. And, but I did, this is one of my favorite Rollins attires he's ever worn. Watch my stuttering, oh my gosh. Because I was there in person when he wore this against Finn Balor at Madison Square Garden. And was it a live event? It was a post-show match. But this Seth Rollins is great. I do recommend you can if you grab it. Oh my gosh, I cannot talk. I recommend that you grab it if you can. It's a fun figure. This body mold for Seth is perfect. Head sculpt is great. This is just the one I threw on there. But yeah, this Seth Rollins is great. Now, let me move all these stupid asses out of my ring. And let's move on to number 10 on my figure list of the year, or top 10 list of the year. And it is going to be the Elite 114 Jimmy Uso. Jimmy is at the bottom of the list here because of how plain this gear is. It's literally just a black gear with the We The One shirt and a bandana. It's a great figure. The new leg mold is fantastic. And then the new boots articulation that they're doing, great. New head sculpt, great. He had double jointed arms, I swapped them. But this Jimmy is great figure. Oh my gosh. Haven't made a video in a while, and now I can't speak correctly. But this is a great figure. I do recommend that you grab it if you can. I just wouldn't pay the $40 for it now. I got it for a retail price at the time on Ringside. Glad I did, because I needed that head sculpt, man. But Jimmy does make it a number 10 because of how plain the gear is. If it had a better gear, even the chase gear probably would have made it at this spot because it's just in red. But if you can get this figure, maybe do some customizing to it, add some logos or whatever you want to do, it'd probably make a great figure. But it is a great figure. I'm just saying it'd probably make a great gear. That leg mold is fantastic. And number 9, this one was a little bit of a toss-up, which I wanted to put here. But it is the Top Picks Logan Paul. The reason why it's so low, I was debating putting Jimmy above him, but it's a really inaccurate gear. He's missing a lot of logos and everything. The wrist tape. I think he's missing a logo on his knee pad, probably on his elbow pads. He's just missing a lot. 2K24, he's missing a lot of logos too. If you go back and watch that match, you can see how inaccurate this gear is. But it's a fun figure to mess around with. Logan Paul figures make great figures. And he's a great person to watch in ring. Maybe not a great person outside the ring, but he's a great wrestler. So he's definitely a figure I wanted in my collection. And I waited weeks and months to track this down. And I finally did at Walmart. And I bought it on the spot. And I'm really happy I did. This Logan figure is a great figure. So Logan comes in at number 9 on the list. At number 8, it is in the same wave as that Logan Paul, is this Top Picks Sheamus. I didn't see this on many people's lists this year, and it's a really underrated pick in my opinion because this Sheamus poses around way better than you would expect it to. He's on ball joints, he has double jointed arms, he comes with all these great accessories, this jacket, this hat, and he came with a face plate, mask, whatever you want to call it, the nose protector thing that he was wearing at the time. It's just a fantastic Sheamus figure, and I didn't realize, I've never owned a Sheamus Elite before this, and I'm really happy I do now because this figure is fantastic. And I'm probably going to track down some more Sheamus Elites because of how great they are, and I hope that the rest are like this too. He poses around fantastic, like I said, and I wouldn't trade him for anybody else on this list. Like, I don't know, what do I mean by that? I don't know. Scratch what I just said, that made no sense. Number 7 on the list is going to be our first Ultimate, and it's going to be the Ultimate 24, 23, something like that. Dominic Mysterio. This figure is great. I know that Wrestling Figure Shirts, my buddy, go check him out on Instagram. He makes some great shirts. I've showed him off on the channel here before. But I know that he loves this figure. He owns like 5 of them probably. He has a billion Doms in his collection. But this figure is great. I did give him the mustache myself. But there are some gripes I have with him. I hate these tassels on the boots. They're really annoying. They get in the way a lot. But I'm glad Dominic got an Ultimate. Dominic is super deserving of an Ultimate. I hate when people say he doesn't deserve one. Dominic's a mainstay on television. He's one of the most well-liked guys in the back. One of the most hated guys on TV. And he's just been doing the work of his career for the past 2-3 years now. And it's fantastic. I'm really loving Dom. Everybody loves Dom. So Dom definitely deserves an Ultimate. So if you say he doesn't, shut up. They need to get younger guys into the line anyway. I don't want 7 more Ultimate Hogans or another 4 Ultimate Warriors. Next up, which he probably could be swapped with Dom, is this Top Picks Seth Rollins. I went with this one over the Ultimate or the 109 because I really just love this gear. It makes a great figure, and it's just, this figure poses around fantastic, man. The expressive yelling head, even though this is reused several times now, but this yelling head is just great. He moves around great, and he's definitely one of my favorite Seth Rollins figures in my collection. And I really love this figure. I grabbed 2 of them. One of them became something else. I believe my Night of Champions Seth. It became, I don't remember, I sold that off. But this Seth Rollins is great. I really recommend that you grab it if you can. But moving into our top 5. At number 5 is our final elite. It is the Elite 114 Ilya Dragunov. Man, this figure is one of the best elites I think I've ever owned in my entire life. It just moves around great. It's the first figure I owned outside Jimmy that had the new boot articulation, and it's just so fun to be able to pose around an elite and move around the wrestling figure and have him be able to stand without like those stupid balancing issues. I can move his elbows, his ankles around, and he can move around and be like free. It's so relieving, and it's so great as somebody that loves to fed and move around figures and pose. And it makes a great figure. He has a fantastic head sculpt. I really like the gear for this figure. And then the cloth jacket, robe, whatever he came with. Oh my gosh, that thing was beautiful. But Ilya Dragunov definitely deserves to be on everybody's top 10 list or top elite list of the year. So yeah, if you have a chance to pick up this Ilya figure, do not miss it. Now, the top 4 here is going to be super, super difficult for me because these are some of the best Ultimates Mattel has ever made. But I think I'm going to have to go with, at number 4, the Ultimate Edition CM Punk. Problems I have with this figure are just personal gripes. Number 1, there's this super annoying white line on the trunks here. I know a couple people have gotten that. I don't know what happened there. It's also slightly misaligned, which it's just little nitpicks that I have personally. It's not gonna affect everybody. And then I also had this white stain on the back of the boot. And then also, which I'm seeing on a lot of people's Ultimate Punks, it's not glued here properly, which sucks. That's an easy fix though. But like I said, it's just personal gripes, and it's all about what I have in hand. It's not about what other people have gotten on their figures. So I'm ranking with what I have. So CM Punk, if those issues weren't there, and also like that yelling head was absolutely disgusting. If he wasn't like that, he'd probably be number 1, number 2 on the list. But because of that, he wasn't. Number 3 is going to be the Ultimate Edition Roman Reigns. This figure is, I don't even know where to begin. My glorious king, Roman Reigns, my tribal chief, the OTC. This is the perfect adaptation of Roman Reigns in figure form. I know some people are going to say, oh, he looks a little fat. I don't care. It's perfect for the time. You want to give him a different lower torso, you go right ahead. This figure, mwah, beautiful. Nobody beats this Roman Reigns, or no Roman Reigns figure beats this. Hands down, the best Roman figure in the world. Don't care what anybody says. Grab it. And finally, for our number 1 or number 2 spot, if you watch my videos, you probably could guess what Ultimates or what Ultimate has a number 1 spot. But you're wrong. He's going to be at number 2. And that's Ultimate Edition Cody Rhodes. I have been talking so well about this figure since I got it. It's hands down the best mainline Ultimate they've ever made. Over Brock Lesnar, over Roman Reigns, over anybody. This Cody Rhodes slams all of them. It's the perfect figure, and I need 7 more of them in my collection. But finally, it is going to be the Target exclusive Walmart. I must be stupid. The Target exclusive Legends Undertaker Ultimate Edition. I got this for Christmas, and the second I pulled it out of the box, I realized that Cody Rhodes had nothing on this figure. This Undertaker is, like I just said, number 1. It's the best Ultimate I own. Cody Rhodes has no chance against this figure at all. Roman Reigns even less. CM Punk even less. This Undertaker figure slams every single figure, every Undertaker figure ever made. If you can get a chance to own this figure, because this figure went for what, $20 at one point? Grab it. This is amazing. It moves around like, he moves around like he's a 14-year-old boy. Pause. But like, I don't know how to describe it. Don't quote me on that. That was pretty weird. He moves around like any figure you want him to. He doesn't move around like a big figure like a Braun Strowman or a Big Show. He moves around like a Cody Rhodes figure, like a Seth Rollins figure, like a Logan Paul figure. It's fantastic. It's the best Undertaker figure you will ever find. So, at number 1 on my Figures of the Year list, it is the Ultimate Edition Undertaker. So, thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it. And I can't wait to see you in the next video. And I promise my channel will stop being dead. But yeah. I'm trying to think if I said this before. But, if you guys don't know, I'm very active on Instagram. So go follow my Instagram at F74NK13Figs. Like I said, I'm very active. I'm posting all the time there. I'm posting on my stories and everything. And if you ever wanted to reach out to me, go ahead. I always respond to my DMs, always say hi, you guys. And I also wanted to announce, I don't know if I've announced this on my videos yet, but I have created a figure group, or I don't know, phase is a great example, but for wrestling figures in the wrestling community. It is consisting of myself, wrestling figure shirts, my buddy Diamond Cutter Collectibles, or Diamond Cutter. I'm just gonna call him Diamond Cutter. I know him as AJ, but Diamond Cutter on Instagram, and then obviously Wrestling Animations, aka TNWR. Go check out his YouTube channel. Fantastic videos. He burnt his ring once with literal fire. It was so sick. But we have a great team over there at Revolution. That is the name of our little group, Revolution Fetting. We have a podcast coming out very soon. We've been working on it for a while, trying to perfect it. It's coming out soon, and I'm really happy to, officially announce it. We have an Instagram page. We have a YouTube channel starting up soon. So just keep that in mind. Keep your eye on it. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you over at Revolution. I hope to see you in the next video. Later.